as we're waiting for people to come on in, I know you all know how to chat by now in the chat box, but let's just start some engagement, okay? Tell me, where are you calling in from? Whether it's the town, your office, your kitchen, or where are you calling in from, and what are you sipping on right now? I just want to get you guys rocking and rolling with the chat, because that's how I get to see you or feel you guys, because I can't see you, you know? All right, so we've got your sunroom. What are you sipping on? Tell me, what are you sipping on right now? I have some water. I love drinking out of straw. Very efficient. A little bit of Celtic sea salt. So we're going to get started in just a few moments. And I have a moderator in this room. Can you announce yourself? Oranges, orange juice, good. Water, DC water, good. In your PJs and... I didn't ask what you were wearing, but that's okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm just checking one more thing here. And green smoothie. Ah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Tell me, are we good to go? Or are we still waiting for people to come in? Natalie, are you my moderator?
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay. That's fine. You can just, it's all good. I know there's supposed to be a room moderator, and I just wanted to know where people were. Go ahead and keep yourself on mute so we get a beautiful recording from this, and you can turn your video off if you don't mind. That would be great. If you want to keep it on, you know what? I don't care. It doesn't matter. All right. Hello. Let's get started. My name is Tina McDermott. I call myself the Lazy Inspirational Chef because I want to inspire you to not just follow my recipes, but create what you love. Create what you love in your life. Okay. If you don't like the Italian spices, switch it out for whatever spices you like. And lazy because I like to take a lot of shortcuts. I've been a health and wellness coach for over 20 years. This is my love. This is my passion. And I am super duper excited to be here with you. All right, let's see. Yeah, we've got about 20 people here. And good. People are in the basement. Waldorf bedroom. Oh, isn't that funny? We're making a Waldorf salad today. On that note, looks like we've got a lot of people in, and it's 1:15, so I'm just going to continue and continue going here. Today, what I'm going to make for you is a chicken salad with grapes and walnuts. Technically, it's a Waldorf salad, and I'm going to teach you how to make your own mayonnaise. It is so simple. It's simple dimple, okay? And it's delicious, and the whole family will enjoy it. And it's so quick. So there's no reason not to make it, in my opinion. And then I'm going to make this wonderful strawberry arugula spinach salad with this Meyer lemon vinaigrette. And then we're going to make this super healthy chocolate peanut butter cookies, but I'm not going to use peanut butter. I'll tell you what I'm going to use in a little bit. All right, you guys good to go? You guys ready to go? If you guys are in, type I'm in the chat. To be with me 100%. You're going to have a lot of fun, and just say I'm in the chat if you're ready to just be with me 100% and have some fun today. Or you can put fun in the chat if you'd like. Okay, good. Sounds great. All right. Oh, I have a fun, very good. My eyes are failing me these days, so I have to look close to see my chat box sometimes. Listen, if you guys have any questions as we're going along, you type them in the chat. If for some reason I miss a question, don't be sad. It's just I missed it because I can't see. Feel free to type it in again, okay? Feel free to type it in again. It's all good. Guys, ready? Let's get started. We're going to make this chicken Waldorf salad. Now, this is how I started it. Who here has an Instant Pot? Put 1 in the chat if you have an Instant Pot. Put 2 in the chat if you don't have an Instant Pot. Put 1 in the chat if you have an Instant Pot. Guys, I'm going to be interacting with you this entire time, and I just want to there you go. So some people have it. It's like half and half, it looks like. Now, what I did with my chicken, look, guys, you can get canned chicken. I just don't like the sodium content in most canned chickens, but I have it in case there's an emergency and I need a chicken salad. I got some chicken. You can pick a rotisserie chicken. You can cook a whole chicken in your crock pot. Literally, put the whole chicken in the crock pot, put the lid on, 4 hours, done. You can pick it. You don't even have to put water or anything because there's water in the chicken. And then you can pick the chicken, or you can get chicken breast, which is what I did. Put them in boiling water, or just put it in a pot cover it with water and boil it for Actually bring it to a boil, let it simmer for 10 minutes, and then take them out and chop them up. Okay. What I did, because I'm lazy, is I used my Instant Pot. Now I have my Instant Pot all the way over there just to kind of get it out of the way, because this way I didn't have to be in the kitchen. I could go upstairs and check my email, or I can go and read a book and be out of the kitchen as the Instant Pot is cooking it, and I know that it's not going to get overcooked. So basically, same thing. I put 3 big chicken breasts in the Instant Pot. I covered them with water, put the lid on, turned it on for 10 minutes, and it took about 30 minutes to finish because it has to come up to pressure, let it cook 10 minutes, and then it has to come down from pressure. All right, now because we only have about 40 some minutes, I took the liberty of already chopping up my chicken. And here it is. I chopped up my chicken and I tried to get chunks, but it turned out to be a little more on the shredded side. And the reason why it's more shredded versus chunked, I'll tell you why. Here's a mistake that I made, is that in the Instant Pot, after the 10 minutes of cooking, I was supposed to do a quick release to release the pressure right away, and then take the chicken out right away, and I would have gotten these nice chunks. But I was lazy. I was busy doing other things while that was cooking, actually setting up my camera. And then I let it release naturally. So it sat in the water for a little too long, and it actually cooked a little too much. It's still yummy. It's still edible. And you know what? I love to say this. Life is messy. It's all good. It's all good. And it's all going to go in your tummy. Now, the next thing you can already see in my bowl, I have some grapes. I just got some wonderful fresh grapes and I sliced them right in half. If you're lazy, you don't even have to slice them. Throw them in. It might be a little difficult to get all those big grapes in your mouth within the chicken salad, but it's okay. It's all good. So got the grapes in there. Now, there's something, who here loves sweets? If you love sweets, put sweets in the chat. If you love sweets, put sweets in the chat. If you love sweets, put sweets in the chat. Yeah, if you love sweets, if you're just like, oh, I got a sweet tooth. Every time after I eat, I've got to have something sweet. Well, yeah, and we're actually hardwired for sweet, just so you know. We're hardwired to look for things that are sweet because back in caveman day, you remember those times, right? Back in caveman day, we were hardwired to look for fruits. Fruits because we need the vitamins and minerals that are in fruits. So we're actually hardwired for salt, fat, and sweet, believe it or not, hardwired. And after a meal, a lot of us want something sweet to kind of change our palate. But I'll guarantee you, if you put something sweet into your salads, into your chicken salad, then you're not going to pine for dessert or something sweet afterwards because you already have it in your salad. Yeah, do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever had a salad with strawberries and just didn't feel like you needed anything else after that? And that's why. And I learned that from a book called The Flavor Point Diet a long time ago. And believe me, I don't do diets, DIEs. Who wants those? I want to live. We want to live it. We don't want to die it. And the Flavor Point Diet, he talked about how every meal we want all of the flavor profiles: the sweet, the savory, the savory, the sour, and the umami. I'm missing one of them. Please, somebody fill me in on which one I'm missing of the flavor profiles. And if we don't get them all in a meal, we will actually pine for them. So yes, I'm chopping up an apple and I'm going to put an apple in here. If a recipe calls for a Gala apple or a Fuji apple and you only have this kind of apple, use it. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. To me, an apple is an apple is an apple is an apple. However, if you want my favorite apple, what's your favorite apple? Put it in the chat. What's your favorite apple? Put it in the chat. My favorite apple, it's a toss-up between Honeycrisp and Fuji. Toss-up between Honeycrisp and Fuji's. Now, when I put them in the salad, I normally don't taste too much of a difference. Yeah, what's your favorite apple? Yeah, the Honeycrisp, the green. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the green apples. I try because they're so good for you because they have less sugar, the green apples. And the Red Delicious. If you get a really good organic Red Delicious, it snaps and it's amazing, absolutely amazing. I banned Red Delicious apples from my life for a long time because every time I ate them, they were mealy and they were terrible. And I'm in Italy on vacation. Well, my parents are from there, so we go often. And not the last year. And so there was this beautiful, beautiful apple, and I bought it and I ate it. And I'm like, this was delicious. What kind of apple is it? She goes, it's a red delicious. It's from America. And I said, holy cow. It was an organic red delicious. So anyhow, of course I can talk forever about stuff and tell you stories about my life. Now, what am I doing here? I'm being lazy, my lazy self, and I'm putting a lemon into my Waldorf salad, although I'm going to put a lemon into my mayonnaise as well. A word about lemons. If you see, this particular lemon is a little on the orangey side versus the yellow side, and it's because it is a Meyer lemon. Meyer lemons are a cross between mandarins and a lemon. So you still get that wonderful lemon punch, but it's a slight bit sweeter. It's a slight bit sweeter. Now, next I'm going to put some salt and pepper. And I'm a little liberal on my salt because I like to use sea salt. And I typically like to use my fingers. So you can use a half a teaspoon, use less because you can always add it. You cannot take salt away. And I want you to remember, salt enhances the flavor of food. Pepper changes the flavor of food. Pepper changes the flavor of food. Now, before I go on to pepper, I need to mention, when I use salt, I'm very good Italian. I have my salt in little canisters out open in the open so I can dip my fingers in, clean fingers that is. And I always have a larger grain salt and a smaller grain salt. It all depends on, this is a finishing salt that I will put on my salads. If you're going to use salt, you're going to use sea salt. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. You're going to use sea salt because sea salt is full of minerals that your body needs. So eat your sea salt. The commercial salts, sodium chloride, highly processed and likely to give you high blood pressure. So be careful with the commercial salts. Love the sea salt. Now, I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to grind some pepper. Be right back. Pepper, freshly ground, flavor profile is astounding compared to the already ground pepper. I dare you to try it. So much different. Highly recommend that you get ground pepper, or that you get a pepper grinder and grind it yourself. All right, so we've got our pepper in there. Next, we're going to put some walnuts. Now, what I did is I toasted my walnuts in my toaster oven. You can toast your walnuts in a frying pan. You can toast them in the oven. I find just putting them in the toaster oven and literally hitting toast works beautifully. Sometimes I have to go back and toast it a second time. And remember, I'm a little on the lazy side. I don't always measure stuff. My mom taught me how to cook. And she was literally off the boat from Italy, learned how to cook from the nuns. And then when she came to America, from my grandmom, who was also off the boat Italian. And she never really measured. We didn't have a lot of, it was always hard pressed to find a measuring cup in our house. So she always taught me how to measure al occhio, which means by the eye, right? By eye. So you want to measure with your eye. You don't have to. It's just I'm very highly trained to measure with my eye. Now, next in my salad, I'm going to move that aside. Who wants onions in a Waldorf salad? It's not typically called for in a Waldorf salad, but if you like onions and you want onions in your Waldorf salad, what are you going to do? Put onions in your Waldorf salad. You're going to put onions in your Waldorf salad. If you don't like onions, then don't. I like them, and the red onions have this pow flavor. And, you know, on that note with onions, people ask me, well, what's the difference? Sweet onions, the red onions, the yellow onions. Use whatever onion that you like. The sweet onions, I love fresh on a salad, as well as red onions. The yellow onions, I'll do stir fries with the yellow onions or cook them. Basically, I don't like the yellow onions raw. So, but you can use the sweet onions for anything. Obviously, I'm chopping up some celery. Celery is going into our Waldorf salad, and I want to make sure that we stay on point with the time. And I want you to note how I'm holding the knife, okay? All right, let's finish this sentence. A dull knife is a ... A dull knife is a A dull knife is a what? Does anybody know? It starts with the letter D. A dull knife is a dangerous knife. Okay, so always sharpen your knives. Once or twice a year, get them sharpened. A honer doesn't sharpen, it just hones. Secondly, a lot of people, yeah, hazard, very good. A dull knife is a dangerous knife. A lot of people hold their knives like so, but look what happens. The blade can slip out and you could cut yourself. I love my fingers and I love your fingers, so let's not cut them, okay? Let's hold our knives properly. Do you guys want to learn how to hold a knife properly? Type a 7 in the chat if you want to learn how to hold a knife properly. Let me see a 7 in the chat, or otherwise I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show, I am going to show you. I am going to show you. Okay, so this is how you're going to hold a knife properly. You're going to put the ring finger butted up against the back of the blade, the 3 fingers around the blade, index finger on one side, thumb on the other side, okay? So you're going to hold it like so. And then you're not just going to chop, chop, chop down. You're going to use the whole blade. Use the whole blade. You use more muscles that way too. People think, oh, you can't get a workout in the kitchen. Yes, you can. Do squats every time that you unload one dish out of the dishwasher. For every fork you put away, do a squat. Oh my gosh, so many things that you could do to get activity and get a workout while you're cooking. Okay, so I'm just going to chop my celery up a little thinner just because I wanted it a little on the thinner side. Now, next with knives, a lot of people like to do what? They like to scrape up their food off of the cutting board. It dulls the knife. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just use your hands, throw it in there. Use your hands, throw it in there. I'm not going to add the onion. I'll do that later maybe, but unless you guys want to learn how to cut up an onion, but then we won't have time for cookies and stuff. So I want to have time for everything else. Okay, so now we've got all of the main stuff in there, and what's missing but the mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise. Love mayonnaise. And we're going to make some homemade. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're going to make some homemade mayonnaise that's going to be super quick. My nieces, when they find out that I'm making coleslaw, they're here in a heartbeat, and they live 45 minutes away. 45 minutes, but they'll be here because they love my homemade mayonnaise. Why can't they just make it themselves? Oh, I know why. I know why, because Tina makes it with love. So I'm going to use a raw egg. Sorry, I cracked my egg. Make sure your hands are clean. Make sure that you have some clean eggs. If you're worried about salmonella, salmonella is typically on the outside of eggs. Okay, so if you want, you can disinfect the outside of the egg. That's where most of it is. Now, I'm not going to tell you you're not going to get salmonella, but I'm not going to go that way, that route. I've been eating raw eggs since I was a kid. My mom always made me a raw egg whipped up with sugar, and then she would get the white of the egg, beat it up, and then put, oh my God, I would eat that all the time. Uovo frullato. I don't know how I'm still alive today, but I would eat that. That's all I ate. So what I did, if you saw me liberally putting a big old tablespoon of some mustard. Normally I like to use Dijon mustard, but I had this spicy brown mustard that needed to get finished up, so I put a big old squirt of brown mustard. I like brown mustard. I'm okay with that. Okay, so I'm going to put brown mustard in there. I'm going to get another one of my Meyer lemons. Trying to get the theme today. I got a whole bunch of Meyer lemons, and I want to use them. So now if you don't have lemon for your mayonnaise, you can use a vinegar. That's fine. You can use a vinegar. You need some kind of acid. I prefer, I got a lemon pit in there. Cannot have a lemon pit in my, that'll make it bitter. We don't want bitter. So we're going to get that pit out of there. What was I saying? I don't remember. Okay, acid. I like the lemon flavor in my mayonnaise, but if you want apple cider vinegar, if you want red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar, by all means. So you need a little bit of acid. I'm going to put a little bit of sea salt. It's probably a 1/4 teaspoon that I put in there. Nothing crazy. Now, I have a Vitamix, but you can even do this with a stick blender. Just start at the very bottom of it. If you're going to do it with a stick blender, put all the ingredients in, including the oil, but you put the stick blender all the way down, and then you come up super duper duper slow. Do you know what a stick blender is? Does everybody know what a stick blender is? Should have gotten it out before I talked to it. So this is a stick blender. Okay, it's a stick blender. It can go right into that mason jar and make my mayonnaise that way. Or you can use, I'm using my Vitamix. I've been using my Vitamix. I've had this Vitamix, I realized 13, maybe 14 years, and it still works. It still works, and it's wonderful. I love it. Love my Vitamix. Just gonna get some things out of my way, and we're gonna make some mayonnaise. What was that movie that the guy called him mayonnaise? What movie was that? What movie was that? Okay, so now I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to slowly drizzle my oil in. You can use olive oil if you want. I find it's too pungent in mayonnaise, so I like a benign oil like grapeseed oil or avocado oil. Grapeseed oil or avocado oil, whichever one you want to use. I use the grapeseed oil a lot in baking because it's, like I said, benign. Doesn't have a strong flavor, and it doesn't give a strong flavor to the mayonnaise. Now, I hope you can see, yeah, you can see my blender. We're not going to talk for a few moments. I'm going to go slowly on this. Don't bite your lip. I'll be right back, okay? Slowly. And you're going to drizzle in the oil slowly so it emulsifies. Do not rush. If you rush, you will break your mayonnaise. This is the most tedious part. I said I wasn't going to talk, but I'm talking. Can you guys hear me okay with the motor? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me with the motor. If you can hear me with the motor. Oh, good. I'm glad you can still hear me. And I'm going to put about a cup of mayonnaise. A cup of oil. A cup of olive oil. Oh, no, not olive oil. Grapeseed oil. About a cup of grapeseed oil. Now, as I'm moving along, if you have any questions as far as cooking is concerned, as far as nutrition is concerned, I've been a nutrition weight loss coach for 20 years. You're welcome to put it in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions while I'm in the middle of emulsifying our mayonnaise. Now, I did not give you the recipe for the mayonnaise in the recipe. I didn't think I was going to buy the commercial one. I'm like, why am I doing that? I make mayonnaise so easy. I might as well just show you how to make it. 1 egg, tablespoon of mustard, juice of 1 lemon, a pinch of salt, and a cup of grapeseed or avocado oil. It's that simple. It's that simple. Now, I'm going to show you this in a moment. It's already beginning to emulsify. It's beginning to emulsify, and we're almost done with the oil. And I could pour the oil a little faster if I want, but I'm just going to keep my steady stream here. Now, you're like, Tina, you're not even measuring, but I know where my cup measure is on my Vitamix. I can tell where that is, kind of, sort of. I really can't see these days anymore. Close up. Too much computer work. Well, that's okay. Too much on the computer these days. Okay, now, sometimes, not always, but sometimes I will end my mayonnaise with a whole avocado. I'll put a whole avocado in my mayonnaise, and it comes out green, and it comes out absolutely to die for. It's so good. I'm such a foodie. It's not funny. I'm such a foodie. Okay, so let's see what our mayonnaise looks like. Let's see. Oopsies. Let's see what our mayonnaise looks like. A little oily. Got oil all over the place, but oh well. Par for the course. Look at that. It emulsified beautifully. It emulsified beautifully. And we're just going to add our mayonnaise into our Waldorf salad. It says to put a 1/4 cup, but I put 3 chicken breasts in here. And I needed a little bit more. And I'm not afraid of fat. Fat is not necessarily the culprit when people are overweight. That's not necessarily the culprit, the fat. The culprit normally is the sugar that you're eating and processed foods. Sugar and processed foods, that is the major culprit when it comes to being
recipe
overweight.
Again, please.
I did not hear you.
Can you give the recipe for the mayo again, please?
Of course. 1 egg, tablespoon of mustard, prefer Dijon, juice of 1 lemon, a pinch of salt, and 1 cup of avocado or grapeseed oil. Yeah. Okay. And there you go. You're just going to mix this up. And do you ever hear about ingredients marrying? Do you ever hear about ingredients marrying? At first I'm like, oh, that's just, really? Seriously? But I'm going to mix this up, and then if I eat it now, it'll taste okay. But when I put it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours, or even overnight, the flavors literally just soak up into the chicken and into the grapes and the apples, and the flavors marry. They come together, and it is just amazing. I love this salad, and every time I make this, my niece goes a little bonkers too, because she loves the Waldorf salad when I make it. And I'll tell you, there's something with that sweet along with the savory that just is so satisfying. And you've got the celery, the apples, the grapes. Absolutely delicious. So there we have it, our chicken grape walnut Waldorf salad. And you know, if you like more grape, more grape. If you like more apple, put more apple. If you like more walnuts, you put more walnuts. This is fast food in your refrigerator. It took me a half an hour to make, not even. And now you can go to your refrigerator and have wonderful, delicious food for several days. Look how much 3 chicken breasts made. Now I also have the chicken broth in the Instant Pot that I can make soup out of, or I can feed it to the dogs or the cats and they can have a heyday with it. So I'm going to put this aside, put that aside for now, someplace. Where are we going to put it? I'll put it over here. Okay. Next, I'm going to talk briefly, because I've got about, I don't know who my moderator is in this room, but I think I've got about 15 minutes. And we're going to make our strawberry arugula salad. Now, who here loves arugula? If you love arugula, put a 1. If you hate arugula, put a 2. If you've never had arugula, put a 3. Let me see what you got here. So, oh, good. We have a lot of arugula lovers. Yeah, if you've never had it, I recommend that you start with the baby arugula. And that's a little clamshell that I get from Aldi's. It's baby spinach and arugula, and the spinach is small. It's less bitter. The more bitter your leaves are, or your food is, the better it is to help cleanse your liver. So arugula is really good for your liver. And this, again, if you're new to arugula, try this mix, the spinach and arugula mix. Or you can use regular lettuce. It doesn't matter. But if you do get the arugula, like I said, you're going to get the benefit of helping to cleanse your liver. So you always start your salad with your lettuce at the bottom. And I lost my knife. Here we go. And we're going to put in some strawberries, because it's the same discussion as before. When we have sweet in our salads, you will less likely pine for sweet afterwards. You will less likely pine for sweet afterwards. So put your strawberries in your salad. I even make a salad dressing with strawberries. I do strawberries, lemon juice, a little apple cider vinegar, salt, sea salt, and I put a little pinch of stevia in there, and olive oil, and blend that all up, and you have a wonderful salad dressing with fresh strawberries. Frozen strawberries, the salad dressing doesn't come up as good. Oops. Okay, let's do one more strawberry. One more strawberry. I love strawberries. Who loves strawberries? Put strawberry in the chat if you love strawberries. Okay, there we go. Got our strawberries in there. We'll put that aside. And next we're going to make, in this salad, you're going to put some chopped nuts. My recipe calls for slivered almonds. I used my almonds in the cookies, and I had some sunflower seeds. So I'm going to use sunflower seeds in this salad. And you can use a 1/4 cup, you can use a 1/2 cup, just sprinkle them in. I also toasted them. Toasting is much, much, much better. Okay, strawberries are wonderful. And these are pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are wonderful for everyone in the world, but they're specifically good for prostate. So if you're a guy, make sure you're eating your pumpkin seeds, a tablespoon or more a day. And you know what? Don't be afraid to mix pumpkin seeds along with sunflower seeds. My sister mixes them all together and then puts garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and some other seasonings, and mixes it all together and has a salad mix-in that she makes. She's been making it for years. So next we're going to make our salad dressing. What's the theme? The theme is Meyer lemons. So I've got some more Meyer lemons. If you want more juice out of a lemon, you're going to roll it. You want more juice out of a lemon, you roll it first on the counter, and that's it. Okay, here we go. Now, you could whip this dressing in a bowl like I'm doing now, or you can do it the lazy way and just put all of this right on top of the lettuce. You may want to make it separate if you're not going to be eating your salad right away, because you know what happens when you dress your salad, the vegetables start to cook in the acid and get a little on the mushy side. So if you like mushier salad, I had dental surgery the other week, and mushier salad's actually better these days for me. But if you don't want it mushy, then don't put the salad dressing on right away. It's supposed to be about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm going to sprinkle in or pour in just a little bit of honey, just a little bit of honey. I just want to give it a tiny bit of sweet, just a tiny bit of sweet. Now I'm going to, since my fingers are wet, I'm going to use my spoon for my salt, so I don't get salt all over the place, but I did get celery in my salt. And now I'm not going to do the pepper. You can put pepper in. I don't want to cough, okay? Now I'm going to get my olive oil. Get really good olive oil, guys. Don't do the light olive oil. It's not light in calories. It's just light in flavor, and yuck. You want really good olive oil. I think I sustain my life on olive oil. I'm teasing. I eat a lot of avocados too. And you're just going to use your whisk and whisk in about 2 to 3 tablespoons and kind of feel it out. Like if your dressing feels a little too watery, put a little bit more olive oil. I typically like 1 part acid to 2 parts fat. So if it's, I know this particular recipe is 2 tablespoons lemon juice and 2 tablespoons olive oil, but I typically like 4 tablespoons olive oil to 2 tablespoons of the juice. That's my flavoring. Remember, the world is your oyster. Now, since I'm going to have this for lunch, I'm going to pour it right on my salad, and I will eat this for lunch. So there we have it, our Meyer lemon vinaigrette. And here's a quiz for you all. What is a Meyer lemon crossed with? What are the 2 things that a Meyer lemon is crossed with? Who remembers? Who remembers? Who remembers? Meyer lemons, what are they crossed with? What are they crossed with? Meyer lemons, what are they crossed with? Who remembers? Mandarin, orange, and lemon. Yes! It's that mandarin, orange, and lemons. They're crossed, and you get your Meyer lemon. So there we are. We have our strawberry arugula salad with the Meyer lemon vinaigrette. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that lovely? Don't you all want to like dig in? Okay, next. Oh my gosh. I love these cookies. I love, love, love these cookies. And I'm so happy that I got to make these cookies. Let me see. How are we doing on time? Can anyone tell me how we're doing on time? How many minutes I have left? How are we doing on time? I think I've got about 6 minutes left. Okay. Oops. Okay. Now, this is what I did. This is what I did, and I'm going to show you the final result in just a few moments, okay? I got, oopsies, can't bring that over any further. I put in here coconut oil and honey. Coconut oil and honey. I've had it on the burner just to keep it warm. And then I'm going to add, so it's a half, the recipe's in there. You should have the recipe. Does everybody have the recipes? Put one in the chat if you have the recipes. It's a 1/4 cup of coconut oil, a 1/2 cup of honey, and a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. Cocoa powder. I'm just going to put that right in there, cocoa powder. And I'm going to put a pinch of salt because we like salt in our cookies and our chocolates and all that fun stuff. And then I'm going to use, who here, some people have nut allergies and it's really hard for them to eat. It's hard because you can't eat the almonds and the cashews and all of that. But you could get sun butter, that's sunflower seed butter. It's just sunflower seeds. And most people who have nut allergies can eat sun butter without a problem. Yay! So you can use peanut butter and put a 1/2 cup of peanut butter in here. You can use almond butter and put a 1/2 cup of almond butter in here, or you can use some sun butter. So today we are going to use a 1/2 cup of sun butter. So let's see it come out, come out, come out, come out. half cup of sun butter. And you know what? If you don't like to measure like I don't like to measure, it's going to be fine. Your recipe is going to come out just fine. Just fine. Okay.
So to answer your question, no, we don't have your recipes, but would love to have them.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm sure you do. I gave them to the host, Sarah. So at some point, I'm sure you will get them. If you'd like, if you don't get them for some reason, you're more than welcome to join my tribe. It's tinamcdermott.com/JG, Joyful Gut. That is my free book that I give to everybody, but you can join my tribe. You'll get my email and I can send you, I can make sure you get the recipes, but I'm sending them to Sarah. So Sarah,
The recipes are in the email.
It's in
Recipes are in the email.
Oh, good. Good, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good. Recipes are in the email. Okay, so next, remember I told you I toasted the walnuts in my toaster oven? I did the same thing with the sesame seeds. I toasted them in my toaster oven. And this is about, okay, first of all, the coconut oil, the honey, the sea salt, the cocoa powder, the sunflower butter is in there. I almost forgot. I need to put a teaspoon of vanilla because, and if you don't want vanilla, you could always do, there's different kind of extracts. There's a chocolate extract, although you already have chocolate. There's maple extract, whole bunch of different extracts. I almost forgot to put that in. So we're going to put that in. I don't know. Can you see that as I'm swirling it around? Okay. And now we're almost done. And I'm going to show you the finished product. You're going to put in 2 cups of sesame seeds. Now, and sunflower seeds. I keep calling them sesame. Sunflower seeds. Now, I made the other batch with almond butter and almond slivers. Okay, but some people can't have it. So I want to make sure you know that you have options. You have options. So there we have it, the base of our cookies. And you're not going to bake these. You're going to put them in the freezer. So let me show you. Let me show you. I'll be right back.
For those who did not get it in the email, please take note of her email address so that you can receive it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So everybody's taken care of. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take a cookie scoop or a spoon and you're going to scoop them and put them on a parchment paper lined tray and set them in the refrigerator or freezer. I prefer freezer because it's quicker and I need to eat these because they're really good. Okay, so you're just going to pour them on there with a little cookie scoop or a regular spoon, and you can use wax paper if you want. I prefer the parchment paper. I always have parchment paper. And look how easy they just pop off the parchment paper. Now you're going to store these in the refrigerator or the freezer. I like them in the freezer. I prefer them in the freezer, but that's me. And the other thing you can do is you can get these silicone molds, and pour that stuff into the silicone mold. This one are little flowers. Remember, this one I made with almond butter and almond slivers. Remember, the world is your oyster. If you want to make it with peanut butter and peanuts, by all means, do that. Peanuts are delicious. I prefer to get the organic peanuts, but I think they taste better. And so look how pretty. I'm calling these cookies, but this is also to me what I call freezer chocolate because I keep it in the freezer. And look how pretty these little shapes are. Look how pretty my little shapes that come out of my silicone. So there we go. There we have it. Our no-bake cookies that are so incredibly good. So even after you have your Waldorf salad or your Waldorf chicken salad and your strawberry salad, if you want something sweet, why not go for something that is healthy and sweet? Maybe some more fruit or a no-bake cookie like we have here. So that's all I have for you today. And I would love to know, what did you find most valuable about our time together today? What is that one thing that you're going to just say, yes, I learned that, and I'm so excited that I learned that, and I'm going to use that. So go ahead and type in the chat. What is that one thing or two things, whatever it all is? Put it in the chat. Let me know, what did you find most valuable about our time together today? How quick you did 3. Yeah, exactly. The engagement, good. Yeah, good. Thank you. I don't measure everything. Oh my God, it freaks my sister out. Yeah, so what is that one thing? Are you going to go home and start putting strawberries in your salad, grapes in your chicken salad? Yeah, what is that one thing? You're ready to try all of them. Okay, for me and your husband. Good. Oh,
I have about 3 minutes. Something popped up. We have about 3 minutes.
Oh, fantastic. Good. Thank you so much. I tested these cookies on my husband, and I said, honey, do they taste more like a chocolate treat or a cookie? He goes, it's a cookie. It looks like a cookie, tastes like a cookie. It's a cookie. So hopefully your kids will love them. But you know how M&Ms say they don't melt they melt in your mouth, not in your hands. These melt in your hands. So you got to eat them quick. That's why I love when I get the little silicone molds, because you can just pop the whole thing in your mouth as opposed to having to hold that. So good. Things that you can normally take. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Quick salad dressing recipes. Good. You're going to try all of them. Fantastic. Well, I thank you very much. Thank you so much telling me I did an amazing job. That's what I do for a living. I love it. Honestly, there's no place that I'd rather be than teaching people hands-on how they can prepare food that is delicious and healthy for them and their family. And they don't have to follow all of these DIEs and small T's out there. You can eat delicious and eat lots of vegetables and eat things that Mother Earth has provided for us. And look, guys, I even make brownies and blondies. They're so amazing and they're so good for you. So thank you. I'm so glad you felt the fun and the joy in cooking. Good. Yeah, if you have that flavor for sweet, add fruit to your meals. Add fruit Thank to you the so much. So yes, it's Tina at tinamcdermott.com. If you want my ebook, it's tinamcdermott.com/JG, which stands for Joyful Gut. And it gives you all the secrets to have a happy belly and a happy life. So I will put that in here, and I'll put it in the main chat as well, as I was asked to.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Thank you, everyone. This has been just a pleasure to cook with you today and teach you and give you all of these tips. And I just hope that you take this home.